Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions of Card Game, we have Captain Marvel going up against Kang in Expert Mode. So Kang, Schema 1, attack of 3, comes in with Toughness. Force Interrupt. When he attacks you, either place a threat on the main scheme or he gets +2 attack for this attack. When defeated, we advance the main scheme to stage 2 at the end of the phase, and he has 15 health. For his main scheme, contents are going to be Kang 1, 2, and 3. We're using the standard counter sets. I'm also bringing in Expert. And instead of Temporal, we are going in with the Masters of Time. So then we're going to set our Kang 2 and 3 and our Kang's Dominion side schemes out of the game. We are not using the obligation card for her. We're going to have a threshold of 7 threat. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. And we're using Captain Marvel with the power of aggression. I'll go over the deck construction at the end of the video. She's got a thwart of 2, attack of 2, defense of 1. A rechannel ability as an action, spend an energy resource and heal 1 damage from her. Then draw a card. Limit once per round, hand size of 5 and hit points of 12. Alter Ego side, recovery of 4, commander action. Choose a player to draw a card once per round and a hand size of 6 on this side. So finish shuffling our encounter deck, deal ourselves a card. Then for Carol Danvers, give this a final shuffle. She'll be getting 6 cards. We've got She-Hulk, her helmet, Crisis Interdiction, Photonic Blast, Relentless Assault, and an Energy Channel. We'll go ahead and keep these and get rid of those 4. Another Relentless Assault, Endurance, Energy Absorption, and Enhanced Reflexes. So first thing we're going to do is choose a player, ourselves, and draw a card into the power of aggression. Go ahead and flip over. And basically, we're just going to set up this turn. We'll bring in our Energy Channel. It's an action, spend X energy resources to put X energy counters here. So hero action, discard Energy Channel, deal 2 damage to an enemy to a maximum of 10 for each energy counter here. And I'm torn between using that down here or to just go ahead and bring our helmet in to give us +1 defense. And I think we're going to go with the helmet. Then we'll bring in Enhanced Reflexes, gets 3 counters. So hero resource, exhaust this, remove an energy to generate an energy resource. And we're going to go ahead and use that to bring in endurance to give us +3 hit points. So up to 15. And attack to get rid of toughness. End her turn. Drawing 5. Energy, Sentry, Tigra, Alpha Flight Station, and the Hulk. So Kang arrives, throws some threat out, then he's going to attack. We'll let him place another threat over here. So base 3, 6 damage coming our way. All right, down to 9. Counter card, first one, Master Plan. When revealed, place 4 threat on each side scheme. If there are no side schemes to play, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until we find one. All right, so we're looking for a side scheme. And I know there's some in here. There we go. We're pinned down. When revealed, place 2 threat here for each obligation in play. So it's just getting 2. Then now we get an obligation. Discard the highest cost card you control. Well, that's a good reason to have our helmet in here. Place it face down under this card. As an alter ego action, we need to discard an energy resource from our hand to discard that. So we'll make this our obligation area. We're going to discard an energy resource, heal a damage, and draw a card, getting Cosmic Flight. Then we'll bring in Alpha Flight Station. It's an action, exhaust this, choose and discard a card from your hand. Then draw one card, draw two cards if we're Carol Danvers. Then we'll go ahead and bring in the Hulk. We are going to thwart for 2. Have the Hulk attack for 3, down to 12. And then see what he does. Ooh, guess we're going to be doing a damage to each other character. It's down to 11. 9. Hit herself, and then consequential damage. Then we'll go ahead and discard this to put a token here. End her turn. Helicarrier, Photonic Blast, Lockjaw, Combat Training, and Mockingbird. Get a threat up there. We'll throw another, and we're going to take it. Base 3, 4 damage, down to 5. Counter card, Frozen in Time, attached to your identity. Attached character would ready, discard this card instead. So Hulk attacks for 3, going down to 8. Then he's going to do 1 damage to everybody, down to 7. 4, hit himself, and 1 more. We'll use our ability, discard a card from our hand to draw a card, into Spider-Woman. Then we're going to spend an energy resource here to heal 1 and draw a card, into Nick Fury. Then we'll bring in Nick Fury, using his ability to draw 3 cards. Energy Channel, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Spider-Girl. Then he'll attack for 2, down to 5. Attack for 2, down to 3. Spend an energy resource to put a counter here. Then discard this, deal 2 damage to an enemy for each counter here, so we're dealing 4 damage. Takes care of the first version of Kang. So we'll advance to stage 2 at the end of the phase. I think we did that. So we'll put our other energy channel in play. He does have a damage on him. We are going to flip over, use our ability to draw a card into a Photonic Blast. Discard an energy resource to get rid of this obligation. And end her turn. So we would ready here, but instead we don't. We discard our Frozen in Time. I'm going to keep the Helicarrier, drawing 5 more. So we've got Mighty Heroes, Genius, Strength, the Quinn Carrier, and Enhanced Reflexes. So now we're doing some stuff. So we're going to 2A. Place an acceleration token here for each side scheme in play, then discard each side scheme. We don't have any. Then we're going to, this has us revealing a random stage 3A scheme. I'll do that in a sec, but I usually just shuffle my stage 2 villains. Master of Time, Force Interrupt. An acceleration token would be placed on another scheme. Place it here instead. Then players can't join this game area unless there are no other game areas in play. And when we do join here, we go to 4A. So here's all the 3 A's. They all do pretty much the same thing. When revealed, we create our own game area, go looking for a Kang, and then deal ourselves a counter card. But I can tell they need a backside, so I shuffle these. And we are going to be facing Ramatut. So he's got toughness, +1 attack for each obligation in play. Then when defeated, remove the realm of Ramatut from the game. At the end of the phase, join another game area. And here's the realm of Ramatut. So threshold of 9. After this stage is completed, place one set aside Kang's Dominion face down under stage 4A. The end of the phase, remove Kang, Ramatut, and this stage from the game and combine your game area with another game area, which will be that one. And it starts with 1 threat. And he has 22 health now. And he's a tough old guy. So he's going to scheme for 2. Well, first we get a threat. Now he's scheming for a total of 3. So we're up to 5. Then we get an encounter card. So it gets Surge. Each player takes 1 indirect damage for each obligation in their play area. So luckily there, Surge into an Assault or an Alter Ego. So Surge again. Past Machinations, Insight 1. Each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a different obligation, reveals it, and shuffles the encounter deck. All right, we're not going to go through our decks, and they need to shuffle. Discard the highest cost card you control, then place it face down under this card. Well, that's Nick Fury. Then Macrobots, Guard, and Retaliate 1. Schema 1, attack of 2, and 4 health. So back to our turn. We'll use our ability to draw a card, getting the power of aggression. Then we will exhaust this, discard a card from your hand to draw 2 cards, since we're Carol Danvers. Valkyrie and Crisis Interdiction. Hulk is going to swing in here for 3. Use his ability, dealing the damage to everybody. Gets rid of toughness. Gets rid of this. Puts a damage on here, and of course gets rid of himself. We will discard an energy resource to take care of the obligation. Go ahead and flip over. Bring in the Helicarrier using Genius and our last from Energy Enhanced Reflexes. Then we'll make our next card be 1 cheaper. To bring in the Quinn Carrier with Strength. We're an Avenger. So we can play only if our identity's an Avenger. We can exhaust this to generate a wild resource. And we'll use this to generate a energy resource to heal and draw a card into Relentless Assault. Then we'll bring in Valkyrie. So response, she can do some damage to a minion, but there's none in play, so she'll just come in and swing for 2 down to 20. And then we'll spend an energy resource, put a token down here, and end her turn. Drawing 5. Cosmic Flight and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Get in a counter card and shuffle. So we've got 3 more cards coming our way. 1, 2, 3. Mockingbird, Spider-Girl, and a Photonic Blast. So we get a threat. 7 out of 9. He goes to attack. I think we got to stick Valkyrie in there for base 3, 4 damage. Counter card, first one, Shadow of the Past. Good timing. Not really. So we bring him in, Schema 2, attack of 3, 5 health. After he attacks, place a threat on the Psych Magnetron. And that, when revealed, place an additional 1 threat per player here, so that's coming out with 4. Then we'll shuffle these 3 in here. All right. And then Displace Soldier, Insight, and Surge. So 8 out of 9. Then each player takes an indirect damage for each obligation and surge. Exhaust your identity and surge. And a temporal time shield, or just a temporal shield. When he's attacked, discard this, prevent all damage from this attack, and deal 1 damage to the attacker. And now we get to go. I think we're going to concede this fight. So make our next card 1 cheaper. Bring in Spider Girl with this. After player from her hand, stun and confuse a minion. Then exhaust an Avenger character you control to ready another Avenger character we control. Thwart for 2. Flip over, draw a card, combat training. Then discard a card to draw 2 with that. Sentry and Tigra. Then we'll bring in the Sentry for 4. After he enters play, under your control, deal ourselves an encounter card. We're going to use him to thwart for 2. Get rid of that. End her turn. Draw 6. Crisis Interdiction. Mighty Heroes. Relentless Assault. Another Relentless Assault. Photonic Blast. And another Photonic Blast. So start of turn, we're getting a threat. So that's going to take us up to 9. But we're not going to do anything yet. So after this stage is completed, place 1 set aside Kang's Dominion face down under stage 4A. At the end of the phase, remove Kang and this stage from the game and combine your game with another game area. So that is still in play. This goes under 4A, which is back here. Then he's going to scheme for if the villain is making an undefended attack. Place 1 threat on the main scheme. It's not an attack. So he schemed for 2. This guy's confused, and 3. And we get an encounter card. First one, Fear of Kang. You cannot attack Kang. It's an alter ego action. Discard a random card from your hand to discard this obligation. Then we have Kree Manipulator. Surge, after this card resolves, we'll get another one. Place 1 threat on the main scheme. Then the villain schemes for base 2, 3, 4. And now that the phase is over, he goes away. This goes away, along with all the thread on it. Then we move to this game area. And as soon as we move here, we go to 4A. When revealed, reveal Kang 3. Add him to the game area. Reveal each face down Kang's Dominion under this. So Kang 3, Scheme of 3, Attack of 3, Toughness, 25 health. When he attacks, either place a threat on the main scheme or he gets +2 attack for this attack. +25 and tough. So Kang cannot take damage. When defeated, we get an encounter card. And then on the back of this, got a threshold of 10. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for their nemesis minion and puts it into play engaged with us. He's already in with us. And if this stage is completed, we lose the game. So back to our turn. So we can't attack Kane till we get rid of this, so we lose a random card. So Crisis Interdiction is gone, and so is that obligation. Then we will draw a card into Lockjaw. which will immediately discard to draw 2 cards. Nick Fury and Strength. We will recover for 4, going up to 9. Thwart for 2, thwart for 1. To get rid of this and get an encounter card. Make her next, whoops, let's see. We've got to flip over now. Make her next card 1 cheaper. Relentless Assault, paying a physical resource, deal 5 damage to a minion, and it gets overkill. So he soaks up 3, 2 breaks through, takes off toughness. We'll bring in Nick Fury for 3 and a Quinn Carrier. Have him draw us 3 cards. Enhance reflexes times 2 times 3. All right. So we'll spin 2 of these to bring in the other. It's 3 counters. Then do a Relentless Assault, using this for 1 to do 5 damage to a minion. Then Nick will swing for 2, down to 23. And end her turn. Drawing 5. Relentless Assault, She-Hulk, Spider-Woman, Power of Aggression, and Crisis Interdiction. So we're getting 1 threat. King goes to attack. We're going to give him +2 attack. Nick will jump in the way, so swinging for 5, 6. Get an encounter card. Discard the highest cost card you control. There goes Sentry. Then Kang, Master of Time. Scheme of 1, attack of 1, 6 health, toughness, and villainous. So when this minion activates, give it a boost card, and it gets +1 scheme and attack for each obligation in her play area. So we are going to discard a card to draw a card. Getting our helmet. Make our next card 1 cheaper. Bringing in her for 2. With the Quinn Carrier. After she enters play, confuse the villain. Then attacking for 2 to get rid of toughness. Marvel will attack for 2. Then Relentless Assault with the Power of Aggression, so we've got Overkill. So this soaks up 4. And 1 breaks through, down to 22. That will end her turn. We will discard that, drawing 5 more. Cosmic Flight, Mighty Heroes, Genius, the Hulk, and Energy Absorption. So get a threat. He'll go to attack. Spider-Girl will defend. So base 5, 6, 7. Encounter card, Fear of Kang, so we cannot attack Kang. As an alter ego action, discard this from her hand. Not cool. So we are going to spend an energy resource to heal 1. And draw a card, getting some energy. Then we'll bring in Cosmic Flight. Gives us the Aerial trait. When we would take any damage, discard this to prevent 3 of that damage. Then we will thwart for 2. Spend 3 energy down here. Flip over. Discard a card to draw 2 cards. Power of Aggression and Energy Channel. Bring in the Hulk for 2. Discard another energy resource to max that out. Then as an alter ego action, discard a random card from your hand. We only have one in hand. And that will end our turn. So drawing 6. So get these, and then counter card and shuffle. So we've got 4 more cards coming. Power of Aggression, Mighty Heroes, Energy, and another Mighty Heroes. Forgot to attack with him. Oh well, that would have killed her anyway. So get a threat. He goes to scheme, lose confused. We get in a counter card. Rampage. When defeated, discard cards from the top of the counter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with the player who defeated the scheme. Then Light of Century Sphere. When defeated, discard cards from the top of the counter deck until a minion's discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with the player who defeated the scheme, and that gets 3. So we'll start by drawing a card. Photonic Blast. We will then discard a card to draw 2. Our Helmet and Nick Fury. Hulk will swing for 3. Down to 19. And doing a damage to everybody. Guess I should have went with her first. All right, down to 18. Down to 9. She goes away. We take a damage. And that happens. Make the next card we play one cheaper. To bring in Nick Fury. He's just going to deal straight 4 damage. Down to 14. Then swing for 2. Down to 12. Then we will flip over. Attack for 2. Down to 10. Then it's time for an energy channel. So we got 5 tokens on here. Hero action, discard energy channel, deal 2 damage to an enemy to a maximum of 10 for each energy counter here. So down goes KANG. And if we needed, we had some more damage coming our direction. So Captain Marvel and the Hulk, Nick Fury, and all our other friends, more than enough. And for deck construction, we have 2 Power of Aggressions, Combat Training, 3 Relentless Assaults, then a bunch of allies. The Hulk, Sentry, She-Hulk, Tigra, Spider-Girl, and Valkyrie. Then for basic cards, our 3 resources. A Helicarrier, Quinn Carrier, 3 Enhanced Reflexes, Nick, Lockjaw, Mockingbird, and 3 Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and an Endurance. And that's my build for Captain Marvel against Expert KANG. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.